Hi there, my name is Michelle Marsland of Marslands Accountants. I'm here to talk to you briefly about HMRC's Let Property campaign. The Let Property campaign was introduced about 5-6 years ago now to help landlords who haven't declared their rental properties come clean to HMRC and to get them into the self-assessment tax system. So if you've had one of those letters from HMRC that says you have 30 days in which to get the information to them, don't panic. The 30-day limit is to try and get you to tell HMRC that you've got a property, not to do all the work. Some of the landlords that have come clean have been 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So there's a lot of work sometimes involved in getting everything together, especially over such a long period of time. So the first thing is, don't panic. You're in the right place. Marslands Accountants have had a lot of experience of the Let Property campaign as well, so we can help you come clean. The Let Property campaign is about getting your self-assessment into the self-assessment tax system, but the great thing is that if you've got a backdated amount of properties that you've got to declare, that you don't have to actually do lots of tax returns. All you do is one report to the Let Property campaign people. You work out the tax in one go. So you work out the tax for the whole period that you haven't declared up to now. You work out the interest for the whole period, and you work out the penalties for the whole period. The really good news about the Let Property campaign is that the penalties are a lot lower than some of the rest of the self-assessment system. So actually the amount that you have to pay in penalties can be a lot lower than you think. So don't panic. I've had people who've come to see me over the last few years who haven't declared their rental property, and they have big worries about whether the HMRC are going to take their house, whether they can afford to move, if they're going to be put in prison. There's all sorts of things that people get worried about, and they don't know where to start. And Marslands Accountants is a great place to start because we can help you report everything to HMRC. We help you do all the work as well. The more you do, obviously, the less our fees are, but we do all the paperwork on that as well. So Marslands Accountants have been dealing with the Let Property campaign for many a year now. Last year we were helping a few landlords every month declare their rental properties. So, we really are, doing this on a regular basis as well. Obviously, people get worried about how much their tax bill is going to be, especially when there's a lot of years involved. But in my experience, a lot of the people I've helped, their estimate of the tax due can sometimes be tens of £1,000s more than they finally pay. So they're really happy with what we do for them and how we help them. So don't worry, your estimate's probably higher than mine will be. So yeah, don't panic. So our fees, we do a fixed quote for you before we do any work. So I have a chat with you, find out what's involved, how many tax years, whether you've got a lot of repairs on the properties, how many mortgages, how many people are involved, how many properties are involved. So we get all that information together, then we give you a fixed fee quote. It all depends how much you're prepared to do as well. If you're prepared to do some of the work, then obviously our fee's not as high. So yeah, we'll give you all that information before we do any work, so you'll know how much you're going to pay us. We ask for it to be paid over the 3-month period of when we're going to do the work, and as long as it's paid before we submit, we don't mind what instalments you pay. So yeah, we do an estimate of the tax for you as well at the beginning if you want us to, so we charge a small extra fee for calculating it at the beginning. If not, most people are happy to just wait, because like they say, they just trust me to get on with it and tell them what their tax bill is going to be. We've helped a lot of people in England and Wales over the last few years declare their rental properties. And like I say, a lot of them have been really happy with the little amount of tax, or no tax in some cases, that they've had to pay. And they've been really grateful that they're into the self-assessment system. They can stop worrying now, because a lot of people couldn't sleep for donkey's years, worried about how they were going to go, how they were going to come clean. So yeah, a lot of people can sleep better at night knowing that they're now in the system, and then we help them keep up to date every year. We'll chase you, etc., to make sure you carry on keeping it clean. So yeah, so if you want to know more, the biggest area that we really help in is assisting you with how much penalties to declare to HMRC, because that's one of the hardest areas. HMRC have a right to ask up to 100% of the tax due, which obviously amounts to a lot of money. So that's an area that we discuss with you at the end of how much we think you should offer to HMRC, and then hopefully it'll go away and you won't have to worry about it anymore. So yeah, if you want to know more information about how Marslands Accountants can help you with the Let Property campaign, then either call us on 01752 344 582 or email admin@marslands.co.uk. So come and speak to either myself or Chris, and we'll help get the information from you to give you a quote. That's Michelle Marsland at Marslands Accountants.